Hello, brothers and sisters. It is 6:20 p.m. Monday, the 10th of February in the UK. So, I am excited to bring you this news. You'll recall if you watched the video that I made a couple of days ago about Jared Kushner, where I said he was going to the United Nations to speak to the Security Council behind closed doors, and he had a session with them, and I said that from that meeting, we would see what the appetite was for the United Nations and the Palestinians bringing their resolution to condemn the peace deal of the century. Well, as you can see, Palestinians said to pull request for UN vote on Mideast peace plan. It says surprise move reportedly comes after Palestinian Authority fails to get Security Council majority. We didn't want to humiliate ourselves, and so obviously, Jared Kushner's meeting with them had the intended effect. The Palestinian Authority no longer have the support of the majority of the Security Council, and this is huge, huge, huge. I cannot overstate the importance of this. The fact that the United Nations Security Council is no longer supporting the Palestinian Authority. So now we see the United Nations are behind the peace deal of the century because they are no longer supporting the Palestinian Authority. So God's land is about to be divided. This is an indication that the United Nations will accept Trump's peace deal of the century and that God's land of Israel will be divided. So we can see here at the Ynet, it also says Palestinians withdraw request for Security Council vote on U.S. Mideast peace. The Palestinians have abandoned their request for a vote at the United Nations Security Council on Tuesday on rejecting the U.S. Middle East peace plan. They've abandoned a vote rejecting the U.S. Middle East peace plan. That can only infer that they're not going to reject it, and that is over a lack of international support. Introduced by Indonesia and Tunisia, the resolution risked not having 9 out of 15 votes in its favor. So this is huge. This is an indication that they are going to accept this deal of the century, and it's coming very, very soon. These things are likely to happen very, very quickly. It's going to be very quick. As we know, they're going to go they're going to go through the borders with a fine-tooth comb, and they're going to define the streets and the suburbs and the exact lines of the map. And they are going to do this. It's coming. It's coming. This is the Daniel 9:27 covenant. Okay, and also we see the US is arranging a meeting between Netanyahu and Saudi Crown Prince. Sources indicate that U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo and his team have been mediating between representatives from Israel and Saudi Arabia over the past few months. This is a covenant made with death, and the United States is orchestrating this. Talks are being held between teams from Israel, U.S., Egypt, and Saudi Arabia on a potential summit in Cairo, whereby Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman could meet, according to the report in the Jewish Syndicate. In recent days, there have been various intensive discussions between Washington, Israel, Egypt, and Saudi Arabia, a covenant made with death, to arrange a summit meeting in Cairo as early as the coming weeks, even before the election in Israel, which aside from host Egypt, will be attended by the United States, Israel, Saudi Arabia, and the leaders of United Arab Emirates, that's the UAE, Dubai, Sudan, Bahrain, and Oman. This is the whole of the Muslim world and Israel. This is about the peace deal of the century. This is a covenant made with death. The vision for peace brought to Israel by America, which quotes the Quran but doesn't quote scripture. Okay, it says also at the bottom here, Washington also hinted to the Palestinians that this would likely be Abbas's and the Palestinians' last chance to climb down from the tree and partake in the diplomatic developments unfolding in the region. And if you have ever negotiated a transaction with an Arab in the Middle East, you will know that they will hold out till the very last moment, and then when you're just about to walk away, then they'll go, okay. And we could see this happening very, very quickly. The Palestinian Authority could do a 180-degree turn just like that, and then and this thing will be confirmed. So I'll say it again. I've said it before. I've said it for the last 2.5 years. This is the Daniel 9:27 covenant. This is going to break the everlasting Abrahamic covenant that God made with Abraham all those thousands of years ago. God made a covenant with Abraham. It really happened. He made an everlasting covenant with Abraham. In the book of Genesis, chapter 15 and chapter 17, is as active and alive. That covenant, the land covenant, is as active and alive as it was all the way back then when God made it with Abraham. God is not a covenant breaker. God keeps his promises, and when the world comes to divide his land, the judgment of God will surely begin. The rapture of the church is coming. The door will open, and we will go in. Those of us who are ready to leave this world, the wise virgins, are going to go in. So don't focus on anything else. Don't let your attention be diverted. This is the Daniel 9:27 covenant. The rapture of the church is coming. The everlasting covenant will be broken, and this covenant, this is a covenant made with death, will be confirmed. They will divide the land of Israel. They will recognize a Palestinian state, and the judgment of God will begin. We're in the year 2020 vision, the vision of St. John the Divine, the revelation of Jesus Christ, and also the vision of peace, which is that treacherous deal, the treacherous deal made by the United States of America and Israel dividing their land. So I just want to give you that quick update. As you can see here, report historic meeting between Netanyahu, Saudi Crown Prince in the work, and Pompeo has been negotiating this. So they're going to go ahead and do this, guys, and nothing, absolutely nothing can stop it. And I'm looking forward to going home. I'll also just point out that coronavirus has had the whole of Beijing basically shut down now. That is huge news. This is Beijing, and they have got Beijing on lockdown for coronavirus. So coronavirus is continuing to spread. That ship, the Princess, where it has all those people who've been quarantined on that ship just outside of Japan, has 3,500 people on it, has gone from 70 infected to 136 people that have been infected now. So the coronavirus is continuing to spread. In the United Kingdom, it has doubled in number to 8 infected, and the United Kingdom has just passed powers to enforce a quarantine so that people will not be able to spread the virus. So even laws are being changed in the United Kingdom for preparation of this virus, and they are pretty certain that it is going to spread. It has been described as the tip of the iceberg, which is now spreading globally. That's just the tip of the iceberg. So they're expecting this thing to spread. Nothing can stop it. And we're going to be out of here soon, guys. We are going to be out of here very soon. So I encourage you with this news, which is just huge news. This is unprecedented. The fact that the Palestinians no longer have the support of the United Nations Security Council. Remember that this propaganda bonanza has been going on since 1967, and they have always had the United Nations support. In the Oslo peace accords, again, it was the United Nations Security Council that came together to try and have that negotiated, but that didn't work out. This is the official recognition of a Palestinian state on God's land of Israel, and obviously everybody at the United Nations Security Council took on board Jared Kushner's pitch, and he has certainly won them over. This is profound. Again, I cannot overstate how profound this is. So this could happen very, very quickly, and I will keep you updated as soon as I can. I love you, and I'll see you in the sky!